And here we are back at it one more time for the LevelMania challenge. I am your host, CamX, and today we'll be taking a look at 12 competitors as they run against the Shock in order to get themselves to level 60. This is going to be the Day 7 edition, of course. If you don't know what the LevelMania challenge is and you want to learn a little bit more about it, there'll be a playlist up in the top right for you to link off to. I highly encourage you watch that first before we get into the rest of the challenge up to date. But if you're already aware of what's going on here, then we're going to get straight into it. Day 7 begins. And the competitors are on screen, and it seems like we have ourselves the starting roll for... it looks like that's going to be about 7 people out. Unfortunate for them, but we must move on with the show. As you can see, 5 other people are still on screen. Things are going to be sped up a little bit here, so that way you can see whenever somebody's going to get their next run. But as it stands, we've got a few people up in the top tier, it looks like, especially Marienda and Gruel's Tack being able to finally get themselves moving a little bit more up towards... kind of just closing that gap in between them and Malborn. It's going to be one of those situations where they're going to have to do stuff like this, and Malborn's just not going to have to be having days where he's just pushing the envelope at all times, because really that's where it's been at this moment up to this point. But they are able to actually get themselves going here. A couple of other people that are on screen right now. Currently, we have Vano. They're in the bottom left. At the bottom middle, we have Mylang, and in the bottom right, Stalrath, finally getting himself off of the ground there after a few horrendous days of having to sit back and watch things go by. He's actually on the screen once more. So congratulations for him. He's actually maybe able to get back into this challenge. We'll see soon enough. But as you can see here, a couple of other people still getting close to getting their next level here. And Stalrath's going to be the first one to touch base on the leveling screen. No surprise there. He's the lowest level that we have at the moment. Gets to level 8. Is he needing to roll at all? No, he isn't. So he is safe to go. He's able to keep on going. So congratulations to him to do that. You can see things are sped up a little bit more here still. We're trying to see who's going to get their next level here. There's actually a 3-way tie going on right at this moment. So it seems like Marienda is getting pretty close. Gruelstack getting pretty close, as well as Vano on the bottom left there. Seems like he's getting close too. Mylang's not too far off, but it could be anybody's guess at this moment who's going to get that next level. But we're going to see who gets that real, that real gold at the end. And what I mean by that is somebody needs to definitely get some higher levels here in order to catch up to our current leader, Malborn. Sitting over there at 25 levels, it seems like he has definitely got a lot more going on for him than anybody else does. It would be really interesting to see an actual closing in on the competition here. He's not quite too far out to be caught, but all the same, it's one of those situations where you really got to go ahead and get yourself into it. And with these two at the top here especially, they're going to get something going. Mylang here is about to go ahead and get herself another level. Let's see what she has to do here. She gets the roll and she's safe to go, so congratulations for Mylang. A little bit more time there guaranteed up to level 12, and to probably push yourself more into this competition than you have beforehand. So a couple of people still going slow here. Actually, it seems like there's going to be another level here soon. The question is, who will it be? There are multiple people who are getting really close here. Again, Marienda, Gruelstack, and Vano. None of them are really too far off, so there is a chance that something like that could happen for them just soon. Oh, Stalrath now also getting himself pretty close here, but it looks like Gruelstack is going to be the next one to get a level. Let's see what ends up happening for him here. Is he needing to roll at all is the question, and he does. And he's safe on that one. So looks like he's out of the competition, or out of the screen for now. Now we have Vano getting himself at level 14, and he's safe too. So we've got multiple people going for multiple levels here. Gruelstack guaranteed up to level 19, and Vano guaranteed up to level 15. So congratulations to them. Like I said, pulling in themselves a little bit closer towards getting that lead gap shortens for sure. This is going to be one of those situations where you're really going to need to do it, especially and capitalize on the leader not being on the screen right now. As you can see, Malborn is not quite there, but Marienda, the final one who hasn't leveled yet, now showing up on screen right now for your viewing pleasure. It looks like she gets to level 20, and is she safe? No, she is not. So unfortunately for Marienda, she finds herself out of that little loop right there. She might be able to lose her second place position as a result of that, but we'll see how Gruelstack ends up playing it out at this moment. So left with 4 competitors on the screen. It's looking like Stalrath's going to be the next one to get a level here really close. We don't know when exactly he's going to be able to get it, but it looks like he's going to probably get it here real soon. Of course, the other one's still on screen trying to get their levels out. Stalrath actually, yes, shows up on screen right now, so there it is. Level 9, let's see if he gets it. Yes, he does. Okay, he's safe to stay on screen for a little bit longer, and so he's guaranteed up to level 10. Getting into those double digits, finally something that he needs here. He's actually going to be probably passing somebody at this point, I believe. Grohl Tall, who was not thought of the screen at the very beginning, still sitting at level 9, the only other person to sing in the single digits at this moment, and he's about to surpass him. So Stalrath actually getting himself out of last place. It's been a long time coming, but he finally gets himself there, so congratulations to him. He's maybe able to get a little bit more going. We'll see how it all turns out in the end. You know, you never know just how much everything topsy-turvy is in this game, so we'll see how it all ends up. Uh, the interesting thing about the shock, in my opinion, is just the fact that it could be anybody's chance to really move forward here, right? So, for all we know, Stalrath could get for 13 levels. He could give one more. It could be 25. Really, what it comes down to is just how much is the Fortress rolls and Mundane rolls going to give you. The devastation, of course, is not something that you want to see. My lane going ahead and getting herself up to level 12 here, guaranteed on that spot. But let's see if she's able to stay on, and she does. So again, another level for her, guaranteed up to level 13. Congratulations for her once more. Few other people getting close to getting another level here. It looks like Ghoul's Tack is probably going to be the next one to get it in a short manner of time. It could be him or it could be Stalrath, one or the other. It looks like both of them are pretty close. You know, I say it for Stalrath because subjectively, the way his levels are in comparison to somebody who's a little bit higher, he has a chance to definitely get something going in here. But it seems like those two are going to be likely the next ones on the list to get something in. We'll see if anybody can change that mind or if it's just going to go ahead and be in that kind of order. But currently, I'm predicting that Stalrath is going to be next and follow it up with Rules Tech. But you never know. Things could definitely change, and you know, we've seen crazier things, especially with Vano up there in the top right. He seems like he's about to go ahead and turn in 3 quests, so he might actually be able to shoot himself ahead a little bit here. But we do know for sure that, you know, everybody here is guaranteed to get themselves a little bit more forward. It looks like Stalrath's going to be the next one on the screen, so after that little competition there, it seems like he's up there. He is going to get that level 10 roll. Congratulations to him, but unfortunately, he finds himself out. So sorry for him, but you know, the show must move on. And it looks like Rules Tag on the right basically got himself from the level 19 to roll a 15, so he's guaranteed to level 20. So definitely going to get himself up there, at least tied with Marienda for the competition, but maybe not quite passing her. We'll see how it all turns out for them in the end, but definitely we're having a little bit of a speed up here to see who's going to get that next level. That means basically there's quite a bit of a gap time between one and the next, but we'll see how it all turns out. It looks like Vano is probably going to be the next one on the list here. He's really sitting at that one bar there, but he's probably having to sit there and kind of just watch things happen. Oh, did he? Oh, he abandoned the quest. Oh, well, I'm not too sure about that one, but hey, it's all the same to me. I don't know. I just work here. All right, and so. Oh, and he's back into it. So yeah, I'm thinking of it's probably going to be Vano next. Unless my lane slips in there. Like if you look at her at the bottom left, you can see that she's getting closer, but nope, it's not going to be her. So Vano is going to go ahead and try to get that level there. There he gets it, and is he safe to go? Yes, he is. He gets an 8 right there. So an 8 out of 15 is guaranteed up to level 16. So a lot of levels for Vano today too. It's been a decent run for some people, but for others who were at the beginning, it's gonna kind of shorten their ability to win this competition, especially for Gold Hall, currently sitting in the last place spot right now. But you know, like I said, anything's possible. We could see the next day come and just, you know, completely change everything in order here, but it doesn't look like there's a speed up anywhere, so it looks like we're gonna get another level here soon. It could be between Stalrath and my lane. I don't think Vanna's gonna get another one just yet during this siege that he's doing at this moment, but you never know. Things could definitely change in favor of certain people, especially if these other quests are really slow. Currently, it looks like Rules Tax going through the storyline, so my guess is that it's going to be my lane here. Going to turn in a couple quests here, and yep, I was correct. There it is right there. My lane's going to go ahead and get herself running over to the big panda here in the woods. So let's see if she's able to keep going, and unfortunately, she is not. So she finds herself out of the competition. But a good run for her all the same. 3 levels, not bad to really complain about there. And just like that, we are now left with 2 people, Gruelstack and Vano. Neither one of them quite ready to level just yet, especially with the storyline going on in Gruul's Tag's favor, but I'm thinking he's probably going to get the next level here shortly. Definitely going to find himself, like I said, tied up with second place. So a good bronze spot for him to sit in, and a very good spot for him to sit in overall. I don't think it would be good to take leads just yet, especially with the Shock's Lure and the ability to lose it. And, you know, there's still too many people in the competition that are too close to the leader at this moment. So it'd be a very dangerous spot for him to be. I would say that it's probably best for him to at least kind of just sit back, sit in the second place or third place spot, and kind of just move on with it. So there's definitely something that he's showing off that he's doing right now. He doesn't have to really worry about that sort of thing at this moment. And, you know, I like I said, I don't think you're going to get that too many levels at this point. Typically, the more you go up, oh, yep, and there it is right there. Gruul's Tag going to go ahead and get that level. Let's see if he is able to keep going. He is. So he does. He hits that halfway point there, right there. So he is guaranteed to move up to second place with that one right there, moving up to level 21. But going back to it, yes, I would think that for him, it's probably best to maybe just step back and watch things happen. You know, you do have an option to just kind of stop if you really want to, but nobody has taken up that option up to this point. Figuring probably because, you know, there would be a reasonable doubt to want to stop, because what if you have a couple of bad days, then you would really want to, you know, make sure that that didn't happen, that you could have had a capitalization and you just didn't do it. But all the same, you know, for him at this moment, I would say it's probably a good situation to just kind of sit back in the silver spot and wait until things are at the right time. And I say this a lot whenever I've done the triple tier talks, which we've stopped doing those, by the way. We've gone ahead and swapped those out for just doing the regular episodes themselves and talking a little bit about it here and there. But looks like Vano's going to go ahead and get himself up to level 16. Let's see if he's able to keep on going here. Yep, there's that roll, and he is up there. All right, so he gets to stay up, guaranteed level 17. So it's also a really good push for him, too. I mean, he's got a chance to potentially maybe not take up to the top 3, but most certainly get himself in 4th place. That's going to be a good net for him. Like I said, sitting up in that top 5 right now, since everybody's so close, is probably the best bet for most people. You really wouldn't want to be sitting in the lead unless you know you have a gigantic gap between you and him, which technically right now, you know, Malborn does. So there's that possibility that it may not be as big of a deal as it needs to be for him. But, you know, I would not be comfortable sitting where Malborn is in this position, especially having to sit here and watch that your lead has slowly been closed down a little bit. You know, I believe he is level 25, so he's only going to have about a 4-level lead, which is not great. You know, you definitely want to have more than that. You want to have at least 5 levels, probably 6, honestly, to keep you in that good position. But it looks like Gruul's Tag's going to go ahead and get himself another level right here, level 21. Let's see if he's able to keep on going. Come on, Gruul's Tag, show us what you got. And no, he does not. So unfortunate for him, he finds himself out of the run one more time. And so you're left with the final standing individual in question, Vano. So the question is, how far does Vano actually go here? And like I said, this could be a determining factor for him to just really push himself towards that top center. We don't know how far he'll actually go, but based off of the speed that I'm seeing here, he probably gets at least maybe, I don't know, 1 or 2 more levels, somewhere along those lines. It's not going to be very far. Just like I said, usually if you have a lot of levels you need to cover in a short amount of time, you're going to see things go extremely fast. You can see the speed up here is definitely there, but it's not as prominent as it normally is. So we'll see how it all turns out for him in the end, but, you know, this is going to be a good spot for him to definitely start pushing in favor of getting to that top 5, top 4 area, and just kind of keeping himself in that guaranteed position. Currently, the other character he has to worry about is Kazakh's. 4th place, the Goblin Shaman is. Hasn't had any good runs for a couple days now, so it seems very plausible for him to pass that spot. But, you know, like I said, that's going to be at least 2 levels, and well, 2 levels to actually tie, 3 levels to actually get going. And right now, like I said, just based off the speed that I'm looking at here, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. He's probably going to get up to level 18, and you know, that'd be my guess. But we'll see how it all turns out for him in the end. Definitely has been a eventful day for a lot of people on the run. for 5 of them anyway, they've managed to get multiple levels. So definitely will close the gap on some people who have been just kind of just ramming it down their throats, the whole time that they've been sitting here, just having to watch themselves kind of fall behind, and the results that have been brought from that said behindness. Basically the idea that, okay, we've had difficulty kind of getting things going here. There was a lot of people on the bottom half who were those kind of people who were just, having a bad day, or maybe had some good days, but then turned out to have a lot of bad ones. But this is one of those times where you're now seeing that it's going to be different for sure. It's definitely for Stalwrath and Mylang. Those two have had pretty bad luck up to this point, so it's good to see them being able to kind of pull themselves back into this competition little by little, and maybe even actually find themselves in some placements. As I mentioned, Stalwrath actually gets himself out of 12th place with this round, so who knows? Maybe he'll have another title championship run. We don't know just yet, but it could be possible. It could be that he gets something going here, and if that's the case, then congratulations to him. Especially to fall back that far and then to be able to bring yourself back forward is a positive note to have. So hopefully you can keep that mentality throughout the whole thing. Vano going ahead and getting himself really close to getting up to level 17 at this moment. Doesn't seem like he quite gets it just yet. Looks like there's a couple of quests, that little bit of running around, traveling montage kind of deal. Sometimes people have to do this where they just, they're not able to get a level because they're having to focus on actually getting to the location in order to level up. We'll see how that all turns out for him, but the longer the footage plays, I'd say the longer it's likely that he's not going to be able to get to level 18. I'm thinking that maybe even level 17 that he ends right here. I was thinking that there was going to be maybe a little bit more going on in this time frame, but really a majority of it has been travel time. If you think about it, he's been traveling to the Zeppelin. He's been traveling away from the Zeppelin, traveling to turn in the Glaive Thrower quest, traveling over to the Hollowed Oak, and then from the Hollowed Oak, he'd have to travel over to Lord Nell. So it's definitely not been a very eventful run for him here in the end. Normally you have that strong push of like 2 or 3 levels out of somebody, but it doesn't look like he's quite got that going down for him. This may be it. Not too sure, but like I said, just based off of the footage, just based off what I'm looking at here, there's that pretty good potential that this is going to be his final run here. And if that's the case, well, like I said, still a good run. Nah, don't get me wrong. It just won't get him that 4th place position that he's probably looking for at this moment. He's probably going to find himself sitting still in the 5th spot. But like I said, good run all the same. It's been an interesting thing to take note of for sure. Is that there's a lot of people who are still in this run and can still make a very big impact here. Like I said, Bono's only now 8 levels, going to be only 8 levels behind the current leader, and is getting pretty close to taking it up into that top 3. So like I said, it's a good run for him all the same. Looks like he's going to go ahead and slow down right here to get that final push and that turn-in quest right there. So let's see what he does, and yep, that's going to take him out. So Vano finishes off after quite a few levels, so good on him. And now we're going to go ahead and get into the final statistics here. So 12th place, Groltall, not getting anything going. Still hasn't gotten anything going since day 2. He really needs to get something up. In 11th place, Stalwrath, getting up to level 10. So manages to get himself out of that bottom spot. Good job for Stalwrath. Maybe he can get himself back into this competition. In 10th place, Yundel has had pretty bad runs up until this point. I have to say I'm very surprised to see that, but all the same, she finds herself in 10th place. In 9th place, Anara has been sitting there trying to get a timeline going and hasn't really gotten anything going. So maybe she can get herself out of this position soon. We'd like to see her actually get something going there. In 8th place, Mandy, again, kind of similar to Yundel. Nothing really going for them. Has kind of had a big flop, especially since the beginning part of it. In 7th place, Mylang actually pulling herself out of that 9th place position, 11th place position, and has managed to get herself in a decent spot. So good on her, Mylang. In 6th place, Longhail, nothing going here, but honestly, we have seen a lot of runs where he's done a good job, so this is more of a fluke than the rule for him. In 5th place, Bono, of course, unfortunately, he's not able to get himself into that 4th place position, but a good run for him all the same. But that 4th place spot belongs to Kazax, who will be sitting here currently. I think it's been at least 2 or 3 days since he's actually gotten anything going, so he might not be able in that 4th place position for long if he doesn't start working his way through. In 3rd place, My Lang does manage to get, or not My Lang, Miranda does manage to get a decent run out of it, so congratulations to Miranda all the same, so good on her. 2nd place, Gruelstack, definitely a great run for him to actually get himself into that silver position. Manages to pass the competition in such a way. And then, of course, in 1st place, we have Malborn. Malborn, you know, despite not being able to do anything, still has a decent lead, so we'll see how he plays out with that. But that's going to pretty much cover it up. So if you like this kind of stuff and you're ready to go ahead and get yourself more into the LevelMania challenge, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and be notified of our videos. We're going to try to post at least twice a week to make sure that you have this content in order. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.